The Mutt Lange 8-bar rule. Next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob. Hey you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. My whole life I've been fascinated with great producers and mixers and studied them since I was a kid. In studying Mutt Lange productions, I found a very interesting technique. As my career took off and I got to work with a lot of my heroes, I found out that a lot of other great producers, such as David Bendeth, who's a great friend and mentor, did the same thing. So what's this magic secret? Here you go. All right, you guys, let me play you this intro and first verse and pre-chorus into the chorus. Now, there's not going to be any vocal on this because we're concentrating on all the things that happen behind the vocal. So let me just play you this, get your ear acclimated, and then we'll talk about the 8-bar rule. Here we go. And there we're at the chorus. So let me go back to the top. What the 8-bar rule is every 8 bars, we want to add a new touch, a new something to grab your ear, to grab attention. Ear candy to propel the song forward. Now, obviously, the main focus on top of all this is going to be the lead vocal, but these are the things that are happening around and underneath the lead vocal that keep the listener engaged. And what I've found is a lot of the guys I've worked with and a lot of the greats do this about every 8 bars. Now, for every rule made, there's rules to be broken. This song is counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So, because of the slow tempo of this song, 8 bars would be too long for me to introduce new elements. So, having that in mind and being mindful of our tempo and how much space I need to cover, I'm doing it every 4 bars. 8 bars would be too long. Something needs to happen before the 8 bars because of the tempo. So I've halved the rule. So I've already broken the rule, but I think you understand that things need to be forward. So let's just listen to the first 8 bars here. Okay, besides the intro of the intro, the guitar thing, we've established that this is our basic underlying foundation. So, 4 bars in, I'm adding this kind of reverby clave thing to add something extra. So, in this section, I've added a clave, I've added this tremolo guitar, and I've added this really cool kind of backwards keyboard thing. So, think of this like orchestration. It's not a bad idea to go listen to classical music. Go out and listen to stuff that Thomas Newman does. He's an arranger for movie scores. Go listen to what John Williams does. You know John Williams, Jaws, Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark. He did all that stuff. Listen where they're placing different ideas in different frequency ranges underneath the melody. Because what we're having to draw from here we have to make something out of nothing. There's nothing going on other than this. So what can I do to propel things along that are just tiny bits, little string strikes or oboe parts or a cello line, much like an orchestrator does, that doesn't get in the way but adds, tells the listener to look around. Oh, hey, look where I'm at. So we're orchestrating. So let's go into the second half of the verse and then into the pre. Now, we've introduced the second half of the verse like we did the first half of the verse with the guitar thing. But we're going to build it a little more with some drum elements and percussion elements. Now, we've added 808 hat and some kick drum. And some guitar stabs. If I wanted, I could even delay these 808 hats to make this even grow more. Why not? So, we're continuing to give the listener more things to look around at while they're paying attention on the lead vocal. Let's go to the back half of the verse. So we've added a snare and we've added black rag. What is that? Okay, it's this. So just to enhance that a little bit, not only are we adding all these parts, I've just copied part of this black rag track down here and added a spring reverb just to give it some more tension. So let's keep going here. What else have we added? Some big reverb clappy thing. As a transitional element, sometimes you can make just sounds, atmospheric sounds, as a transition to the next. Let me enhance that. Okay, so now we're in a short pre-section, pre-chorus. Let's play that. We'll build that from the first half to the second half, and then boom, our chorus starts. So we've added a timpani. We've added a trim guitar. And we've added this cool program, the riser. So that gets us to the chorus, where not so important that everything grows every 8 bars, because at this point all hell breaks loose and you want a fuller thing. Important. Once again, we've announced the second verse with our line. Just like we did announce the first verse and the second half of the first verse. Much like scoring, you're informing the listener, here comes this. Just like inside movies, certain characters will have their own theme, and you'll hear when there's scenes in a movie where these characters are prominent, that theme will show up behind them, maybe vaguely or prominently, depending on the scene. But again, you're informing the listener. These, Darth Vader has a scene. Da 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 da. That music is probably playing, whether it's in front or kind of vaguely behind, hinting at that melody. So not only are we changing every 8 bars, but we're also informing the listener by certain musical motifs. Hey, here comes this again. So all these parts that I'm showing here in the verse are definitely cool enough to be in from the top to create a vibe. But what we're doing is we're growing the scene, we're building tension to get to the chorus where we have a release. I'm going to play it again. You guys can watch all these things go in and where they come in. There's a lot of them. Let me see if I can get this a little more. That shows about all of them there. So, and the names of them are over here. Let me see if I can get a little wider. Man, it's tough. Anyway, listen again. How it's orchestrated, how certain things inform you. The verse is starting again. The second half of the verse is starting. And these are great, great kind of next level things that are beyond the normal. Hey, let's come up with some cool parts. Let's come up with some cool parts. And there's a reason for these cool parts. Not just cool parts. There's reasons. And there's orchestration behind them. And there's intelligence. And we're informing and growing and building a scene to the release of a chorus. Let me play it one more time. There you have it. One more thing I want to show you as it just came by. It reminded me. Listen how the pre-chorus gets much smaller, which in turn makes the chorus much bigger. Having no drums here makes the drums here bigger. So think about the purpose of your parts. Think about the frequency range of your parts, and think about when you introduce them. The 8-bar rule, or in this case, because of a slow tempo, the 4-bar rule really works well. So keep it moving and keep it interesting. We're dealing with a TikTok attention span society now, so our production and mix moves need to reflect that or we lose listeners. Always stay loose and flexible and willing to learn and understand the demands of how the world finds their entertainment now. And remember, the 8-bar rule. Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.